Hey everybody, welcome back to another fantastic episode of Ready to Die Fighting. I'm Chris, camera's crooked, and I really wanted to take my forks apart. I got them partially apart, but I ran into a problem down here. See, this was supposed to be like a hex bolt, or nut, or whatever you want to call it. Something that I could just grab with a wrench, or like a socket wrench, and take it off. However, it's not. It's completely round and smooth, inside and outside. And I've been trying to figure out, for one, I can't figure out what kind of forks these are. It just says aluminum SR Suntour. I thought that maybe they were the XCMs, except those have a nice little bolt there that I can take off. So I can't remove this lower part the way I wanted to. Now, realistically, there's nothing wrong with these forks. I just wanted to clean them up. I also, just kind of for fun and for the sake of this video, I wanted to completely take them apart, but I don't have a tool for this. I can't figure out how to get it apart. If you know what kind of tool I need, or if you know how to take this off, please let me know, because I don't. Now, someone told me that I may have to use a super long Allen wrench to go way in here, but that thing would have to be over, I measured it. I think it would need to be about 14 inches long to allow room for me to turn it and everything, to get from the top of here all the way down to the bottom. Around 13, 14 inches to have a little bit of clearance. And I've called around a few different places. Nobody has anything that long. And looking in there, I can't see it very well. It's so dark and everything. Even with the flashlight. I don't know. So if you have any thoughts, if you can recognize this fork and you know what it is, it says aluminum SR Suntour. Says it's Taiwan. It's got a 04 FPB094 SR Suntour. Actually, there's maybe a serial number or something here. It says T04A0527. If you know what that means and you can tell me how to take this apart, I'd appreciate it. But I think this is going to be as good as it gets. Clean it as best as I can and put it back together. I can kind of show you what I did a little bit. So I used this special tool by Risk RL223, and this removes these guys that go on the top here, and so that just screws back on. And so these are just made out of plastic, so if you try to use a wrench or whatever, a metal one, or some pliers or something like that, you're probably gonna end up damaging it. But with this tool, whoops, I bought an aluminum one. I've seen some plastic ones as well. It's not very expensive. You can safely loosen that up and take the whole thing off. Once I got that off, all I did was just push down here like that. And these springs popped right on out. Boop, boop, like that. And they were just, actually, they were like that. And I was able to just remove them like so. And they are different. So on the drivetrain side, the side that you have your chain, there's one side has like this little plastic piece in there, a little plastic tube. The other side does not. And they're both covered with grease. And so I clean the grease off just with soap and water. I'm just letting them sit out to dry. They feel pretty dry, honestly, but I'll just let them sit here for a little while. I wanted to get this apart to make it a little easier to clean all the grease out of there, but since I can't do that, I'm just gonna leave it. And realistically, there was no rust or corrosion or anything, so it's probably fine. Just gonna apply some new grease. I've got this Slickoleum friction reducing grease. Um, and so this is what I read was recommended for forks. So that's I picked that up instead of the Park Tool stuff. I guess it's a lighter grease. And that's basically it. So theoretically, you would remove the hex bolts down here, pop this all off. I was going to clean these boots, and this tubing and stuff are real good, but not able to do that. So I'm just going to clean the best that I can from here and put things back as they were. And I have another bike that I'm working on, and I checked that one, and it has the expected hex bolts. So I will probably redo this with that bike, so you guys can see how that comes apart. This is my first time working on a fork, so I did expect some problems. I didn't expect this kind of problem, though. So you never know. You never know what you're going to run into. So I'm going to put this back together, and I'm probably not going to film it because, actually, yeah, why not film it? Why not? This looks pretty dry, so let's get some Slickoleum on here. You know, it's probably got some kind of seal. Yes, it does. There we go. And I'm just going to put a light coat like that. So just put some right across there and rub it in like it's I don't know, like it's something that you rub grease onto. Try not to make it real clumpy or anything, just have a nice thin coat all over. Just wipe that off. And then I will do the same for the other one. Ended up getting a little clumpier than I expected it to. See if I can remove some of that, because that looks kind of messy. You see that? Right there. I mean, not that looks are so important, especially on an internal piece that you can't see, but you know, every now and then I'm kind of sort of a little bit picky about things. I'm just using this little screwdriver to just kind of remove some of it. Some of that excess. There. All right. Now, I'm just going to make sure I got each one in the right place, on the right side, I mean. So when I say the right side, So if you're riding your bike, this is the front right here, or the front of it. That's the back. You'd be sitting back there. So this would be your right-hand side. And I'm just gonna drop that back in. Drop that one back in. Then here's the tops. And I'll just wipe them off a little bit. Make sure there's no dirt and grease or anything on them. And I'll put some more of this on here. Probably doesn't need it because this is plastic actually, so it probably doesn't even need any. But I figure it'll make a better seal, so why not? I'm not going to try to push that down. Let me pull this up. There we go. And then I'll give it the last little bit of a turn with this. Now I want to go super tight. It's just a plastic part, right? So just enough. And then do the same thing over here. Give it a little wipey wipe. Get any dirt and dog hair and whatever else off of here. Yeah, and I'm just in the habit of greasing threads. I mean, I don't know that this needs it at all with it being plastic, but like I said, I'm going to put it on there anyway. Now, just got to press down a little bit and screw, and once it kind of catches, then it's fine. And give the last half turn or whatever. There. Child is getting all excited about something. Okay. Right. And this is pretty much back together. Let me just wipe some of this grease off here. And that's basically it. So yeah, I just got to push these boots back down and put it back on the bike. And I'll be doing that shortly. So yeah, and these just came down, and they're just or rubber. It's kind of soft, pretty malleable. Just push them back on like that. And to get them off was kind of the same thing. Just kind of squeeze and pry them up and down. And same thing. It just went right back on. And that's it. All right. Yes, so please, if you know what type of tool I need or how this bottom or lower, whatever, comes apart, please leave a comment and let me know so I can do it. Otherwise, like and subscribe. If you have any questions or suggestions on how I can do a better job. I've never worked on forks before, so this is new to me. Always appreciate advice and tips. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.